From the top floor of a Manhattan skyscraper, the noise of the city felt far away. Jennifer Monroe looked up from the blueprints on her desk and sighed. As the CEO of Monroe Properties, one of New York's fastest-growing real estate firms, her life was always busy. Outside, the sun dipped between buildings, casting a warm glow through her office windows. It lit up her golden hair, making her look like the very image of success. "Jennifer, there's a call from Mr. Brown," her assistant Lisa said, peeking in. Jennifer nodded and picked up her phone. The call was about final details for a major resort project in Florida. "Yes, Mr. Brown, I've reviewed everything. I understand the special arrangements for my parents," she said. After the call, she opened a drawer and took out an old photo, a younger Jennifer with her parents and baby sister April, standing in front of their small Queens apartment. Life had been hard then, but full of love. When Jennifer was 10, her father Thomas injured his back and couldn't work. Her mother Martha took on 2 jobs to keep the family afloat. Jennifer started working part-time early on, determined to help, and even more determined to someday change their lives. She earned a scholarship, graduated from a top real estate program, and quickly made a name for herself. At 29, she founded Monroe Properties. In just 7 years, she had become a powerful force in New York real estate. But with her success came distance from her family. "Why are you working so hard, trying to become someone you're not?" her mother once asked at a celebration dinner, her voice tinged with resentment. Her father, still working as a handyman, refused Jennifer's help out of pride, and April, who had dropped out of college, bounced between jobs. Though she envied Jennifer, she often said she wasn't cut out for big things. Behind the smiles, Jennifer could feel it: jealousy, pride, and the deep loneliness of not being truly understood. "Lisa, you can head home," Jennifer said. She picked up a red envelope from her desk. Inside was a 1-week luxury stay at Emerald Bay, a gift for her parents' 40th anniversary. But it wasn't just a vacation, it was part of Jennifer's plan to take care of them forever. Emerald Bay was a luxury resort her company had developed. Along with the voucher, the envelope contained lifetime membership for her parents, early access to a new senior living facility, and documents for an education trust fund for April. It was all carefully planned, Jennifer's way of protecting her family from the kind of hardships she had grown up with. She clutched the envelope, hoping they would finally understand how much she cared. Driving to her parents' house in Queens, she rehearsed what she would say. The house hadn't changed much. Her father refused to let her renovate. Even the porch light still flickered. Inside, her parents and April were laughing about something. When they saw her, the laughter faded. "Oh, Jenny, you're here," her mother said, with a slight edge in her voice. "Thought you'd be late. Always so busy." Jennifer handed them a bottle of Chardonnay. "Dad's favorite," she said with a smile. Thomas just nodded. Jennifer noticed April slip something into her pocket. "What was that?" Jennifer asked. "Nothing important," Martha said quickly. "Dinner's ready." As they ate, Jennifer tried to bring up the trip. "Next month, I have something special planned." "More business stuff?" her mother asked, unimpressed. "No, it's personal." Jennifer was about to bring out the envelope when her father cut her off. "We don't need anything fancy, we're fine with how things are." April chuckled. "Always so dramatic, sis." The conversation moved on without her. Jennifer kept trying to steer it back, but her family ignored her attempts. Finally, during dessert, she pulled out the red envelope. "This is your 40th anniversary gift. I've planned something special." Martha opened it, browsed through the documents, and raised an eyebrow. "A resort in Florida?" she said skeptically. "It's Emerald Bay, luxury, private suite, all expenses paid. There are some long-term benefits too," Jennifer said, trying to stay hopeful. But instead of joy, there was silence. Then Martha started laughing. "Jenny, we already sold that voucher." Jennifer's heart sank. "What?" "Your assistant told us it was coming," Martha said. "We sold it last week, got a good price." "But why?" Thomas answered calmly. "We like our life the way it is. A trip with you would have felt awkward." April took a sip of wine and smiled. "Made for some nice pocket money, thanks." Jennifer stood still, stunned. Everything she had planned, gone. The lifetime membership, the senior care, April's fund, it had all vanished. "Did you at least read the documents inside?" she asked. "They looked complicated." The buyer didn't want them anyway, Martha replied. Jennifer didn't say another word. She stood, picked up her keys, and walked toward the door. Leaving already? What about dessert? Her mother asked. Jennifer didn't turn around. Outside, she breathed in the cold air. 10 minutes later, parked by the side of the road, the tears finally came. Her hands shook as she gripped the wheel. Her phone rang. It was her mother. She didn't answer. Instead, she messaged Lisa. Cancel all family plans related to Emerald Bay. I'll explain tomorrow. Back in her office the next morning, sunlight streamed through the windows. Jennifer, still in the same clothes, stared at her paperwork. She hadn't slept. Lisa walked in, concern on her face, and handed her a fresh cup of coffee. About the changes to the Emerald Bay project, she said carefully. I'll handle it, Jennifer replied. Please schedule a meeting with Mr. Brown today. Lisa nodded and left. Moments later, the phone rang. Jennifer glanced at the screen. It was the Florida development partner. She picked up. This is Jennifer Monroe. Miss Monroe, it's Brown. I'm calling about. Emerald Bay's exclusive membership plans were finalized. The documents for Jennifer Monroe's parents were complete, and the pre-opening VIP tour had been arranged. Jennifer paused, closing her eyes as she steadied herself. Then she picked up the phone. Mr. Brown, she said in a calm, professional tone. There's been a change. The special membership for my parents, please cancel it. That includes the early access to the senior living facility next door. There was a long, confused silence on the line. Is there a problem? Brown finally asked, clearly stunned. The legal department has already cleared everything. It's personal, Jennifer replied firmly. It won't affect the overall project. My lawyer will be in touch to handle the formalities. She ended the call, placed the phone gently on her desk, and let out a heavy sigh. Then she pressed the intercom. Lisa, get Attorney Gordon on the line, urgently. An hour later, Mark Gordon, her longtime legal counsel, sat across from her. Behind his glasses, his sharp eyes studied her face, noting the weariness etched into her expression. You want to cancel everything? He asked, incredulous. The lifetime memberships for your parents, priority access to Emerald Bay's future care facility, the villa you selected just for them, and the education trust fund for April, Jennifer added, still gazing out the window. Mark frowned. Jennifer, what happened? She gave a brief explanation, her voice flat, emotion tightly controlled, but Mark could hear the pain beneath it. Legally, you're fine, he said after reviewing the documents. Since nothing's been officially transferred, you can withdraw everything, but what? My advice, don't make life-changing decisions when you're hurt, give yourself time. Jennifer offered a tired, almost sad smile. This isn't about anger, Mark, I'm simply accepting reality. My family doesn't need my support, they never did. Mark nodded silently. After years of working with her, he recognized that quiet certainty. I'll have the paperwork ready today. After he left, Jennifer tried to focus on a new project, but her mind wandered back to the night before, her parents' cold indifference, her sister's mocking laughter, and the deep ache of realizing just how alone she was. Then the office door burst open. Lisa rushed in, breathless. Ms. Monroe, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but we just got a serious update on the man who bought your parents' voucher. Jennifer looked up sharply. What is it? Lisa handed her a tablet. The buyer, Frank Doss, has a criminal record. He's a known con artist, specializes in manipulating seniors and stealing personal data. Jennifer's eyes narrowed as she stared at the screen. Mugshots, fraud reports, a disturbing trail of deception. How did you find this? We followed your instruction to track any resale activity. The voucher showed up on an online marketplace. Security traced the buyer, and he's already begun making fraudulent charges using your parents' information. Jennifer stood abruptly. Her first instinct was to call her parents, warn them, but she stopped herself, torn between the sting of betrayal and a sense of duty. Should we alert the police? Lisa asked, clearly alarmed. Not yet, Jennifer said after a pause, massaging her temples. Keep tracking Doss. I need more information. And your parents? We wait, Jennifer said quietly. I need space, for now. Lisa hesitated, then nodded and left. Jennifer turned back to the window. The city hummed outside, alive and indifferent, but in her heart, something was shifting, resolve replacing hurt. Family Support Fund, she whispered. She sat down, opened her laptop, and created a new document, Monroe Family Support Foundation. It would be a nonprofit to help people navigating broken family ties, offering legal, emotional, and financial support, something she wished she'd had. If I can't help my own family, she thought, maybe I can help someone else. Her fingers flew over the keyboard, the burden in her chest began to lift, just a little. Outside, the afternoon sun was shining brighter. Her phone rang again, her mother. Jennifer stared at the screen. After a long moment, she rejected the call and returned to her work. At 3 p.m., Lisa came in again, her voice low. We've got more. DOS has already opened several credit cards using your parents' identities. The fraud is more extensive than we thought. Jennifer inhaled deeply, holding in a surge of emotion. Understood, she said softly. Compile everything. I'll make a decision by tomorrow. Lisa gave a small, sympathetic nod and stepped out. Jennifer sat in silence, staring at her computer screen. Her heart was heavy, but focused. This time, she wasn't going to let the pain define her.